I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, meeting of the Oldsmar City Council. Before we get into the agenda, a couple of things. Number one, I wanted everybody to know why we're meeting by Zoom. We had a COVID scare, and I will tell you that I was the scare. I found out last week that somebody who I've been extremely exposed to found out Tuesday that they tested positive for COVID. I haven't had any symptoms. As a precaution, I spoke to my doctor. I went in and had a test on Wednesday. Unfortunately, the test wasn't supposed to come back until 7 to 10 days, which would have put us at this meeting or just past this meeting. And so out of enormous caution, I didn't think it was worth potentially exposing all of you and any of our citizens. So I appreciate your indulgence, and I tested negative. So that's the good news. All right. The next two items on the agenda are going to be the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our city attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Thank you, Mayor. Our Heavenly Father, as the citizens of the city of Oldsmar meet together to address our local concerns and opportunities, we give thanks to you for the bounty that we enjoy in all aspects of our community life. We ask for your inspiration to strive for excellence in our endeavors to serve the public. Grant us peace in our world and harmony between all people to your greater glory. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. You may remain seated. Okay. All right, before we get into the citizens open forum, I'm going to ask for a little bit of latitude from the city council. I want to spend a minute talking about the events surrounding Vice Mayor Linda Norris and her alleged arrest for alleged DUI. I think it's been pretty well in the news. Let me start out by saying, thank God no one was hurt in the automobile accident. If what's being alleged is true, it's reckless, dangerous. It's unacceptable behavior for any of our citizens, even more so for somebody who's in elected office. I've spoken with the vice mayor. I spoke with her earlier this evening. She has started treatment. She told me how embarrassed she is, how much she regrets embarrassing the city. She is planning on making a statement in the future, is what she shared with me. I'm not making a statement for her. I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. What I will share with you, because I have been asked how come our council or myself as mayor haven't gone on the record about how we feel about this event. Although, you know, there's been multiple interviews with the news, as I'm sure most of you have seen. I've told the vice mayor that I believe she should resign. I believe she should focus on her treatment and getting well. You know, look, she openly campaigned that she was a recovering alcoholic. I don't believe that was a secret. I don't think she ever tried to make that a secret. But you know, obviously, you know, she had a relapse. And my fear as the mayor is that, you know, this is a long road for her. And, you know, I'm worried about her like so many of you. But I just feel very strongly that that's in the best interest of the city. And while I am certainly compassionate to the journey she has ahead of her, my number one responsibility is the city, its reputation and image. I believe that this for our city has even a longer history of being a family-friendly community. But that's how I feel about it. I've spoken to our city attorney and asked him to share with our council what options we have, because there have been many who have reached out and asked that whether or not the council was going to replace her, whether I was going to fire her as mayor. I will tell you that our charter does not allow for that. She has not been convicted, and it's all relevant to what something like that looks like. I mean, she hasn't been convicted of a crime at this point, right? So we don't have that option, at least at this point. So that's where we're at. I believe that Linda has done a lot of good things in this community for a lot of years. Me saying that I believe she should resign does not mean that I don't support her. Quite frankly, it's the opposite. That's just how I feel. So I want to give any one of the council members an opportunity to share their thoughts. If they'd like to, now would be the time to do that. Councilmember Gannon.
Thank you, Mayor. Forgive my looking down. I am reading from something that I have written. The City of Oldsmar staff are the most dedicated, hardworking, caring, and gifted people I've ever had the opportunity, the honor to work with and represent. The members of this community, whom we've each been elected to represent, deserve focused leaders, clear vision, integrity, and fiscal responsibility. We are tasked to inspire people, empower others, and set an example as role models for our community. Compassion is about accepting people as they are and loving them still. Nobody can doubt Linda Norris's desire to advocate for this city, for the arts, for the environment, for our veterans, among many other things. I know the disease of alcoholism is cunning, baffling, and powerful. I take very seriously the gravity of what occurred last week. I am embarrassed by the news articles and social media coverage. I am devastated for our staff who have worked so hard on the city's marketability, and past councils and mayors that have dedicated their service to improving the city's image, as well as this council. I am afraid some of the damage may be irreparable. It is important to reconcile my personal support for her recovery with my responsibility as an elected official and my duties as a member of this council and representative of this city. While I wish the best for Linda personally, being on this council requires and deserves a singularity of focus, which is not in her best interest to give at this time. Service as an elected official inherently requires us to focus on the needs of others and the needs of this city. No one person is larger than this organization. Linda must place her recovery above everything else. It is my hope and my prayer that she resign her position on this council to focus on her recovery, because I believe her life depends upon it. While I know it is a difficult one, I believe this state of indecision and lack of her resignation serves only to underscore the utterly devastating and painful nature of her action. The city and staff cannot endure a constant reminder of what has transpired. It is extremely difficult, if not impossible, for city staff and council to focus on our priorities, the budget, downtown development, our response to COVID, and so much more. This is not a statement I make lightly. I have taken into consideration the advice of past council members, past mayors, constituents, and city leadership. I have spoken to Linda several times since last week, and she is aware of my position. Listen, all of us up here are human beings. We maintain other jobs, we have families and other outside obligations. But this position requires a level of transparency and accountability, even into our personal lives, which cannot be denied or ignored. I know that Linda is supported by her family, friends, and many members of this community in getting the help that she needs. I am among those supporters. I must also ask at this time she take into consideration the needs of the community, city staff, and most importantly, her own need to recover and resign her position on council. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Siraki.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, I did not write a speech like Katie, but Katie, thank you for all those remarks. I did talk to Linda today for the first time. I was very upset on what happened with this whole ordeal. It took me a while to actually give her a call. And when I did talk to her today, I expressed my concern that she gets better soon. The problem is that this has been going on for some time. I've seen it in different situations as a council member in supporting my team. As Katie mentioned, I said the same thing. I felt that she should step down so that we as a team can move forward. We need to regroup because we have too many things on our plate right now that need to be addressed as a team. I wish Linda the best. I hope she has a speedy recovery, and I pray for her. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Nat?
Thank you, Mayor.
Want to add?
I just have a few remarks to share. Katie, well said. I'm sure that was not easy to come up with those remarks. I'm sure none of it's easy for any of us to share the remarks that we're sharing. You know, me personally, I know that the vice mayor has done a great deal of positive things for the city of Oldsmar over the years, and without a doubt loves the city. With that being said, though, that love for the city of Oldsmar does not, by no means excuse the decision and actions that allegedly took place last week. I feel really sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for her, sorry for those people that were directly involved, and sorry for all the citizens of Oldsmar. It's just a really tough and challenging time. But I think the best way to get the help that is needed in a scenario like this is to take a step back and focus first and foremost on personal well-being. I have a close family member that's struggled with the same thing over the years, and it's still a day in and day out challenge years and years after first kind of falling victim to the types of struggles that the vice mayor is dealing with. I trust that Councilmember Norris will take a step back in a direction that is best for her on a personal level, as well as what is in the best interest of Oldsmar, because I think that's kind of in echoing what we're all saying is it's, you know, we're all there to support what she needs. And if she needs anything from us, you know, we all have a great deal of love and respect for her. And I think that's what we'll do if she asks for it. So I think that's all I have for Mayor. Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on. Next item on the agenda is the Citizens Open Forum. So I'm going to go to our Assistant City Manager, who is there in the council chambers, to help set up our speakers.
Hi.
You're on mute. Oh, you have to be, huh? There you go.
Hi, good evening. I have several speakers that wish to speak tonight, so Ms.
Okay.
Robinson, would you like to come first?
The same rules apply, just it's 5 minutes. You could speak to any item on the agenda except for item number 8, which is a public hearing. And we'll take your comments on that item at that time. Go ahead and state your name and your address for the record, please.
Will do. My name is Walter Allison. I reside at 3675 Shore Boulevard in West Oldsmar. Been a customer with the city of Oldsmar for 40 years, and this is my 4th visit to the city council, 3 in a row. I would like to hope that it's my last, but we'll see. I have contended all along that the issues you have with the excessive water bills in Oldsmar are a result of estimating. Now, when I talk to the people in the water department, reportedly there's only been 2 bills estimated since 2017, and that was May and June of this year. And the last one was Irma in 2017. The reason that I question this is a statement that I got in a meeting with the assistant city manager last week. You have to listen carefully because it's a legal statement. There is a presumptive lien against water usage before the bill is sent, meaning the city can send a bill without reading the meter. Now that doesn't make sense to me when the people tell me they read the meters and they've read the meters forever, with the exception of 2 months prior to 2017. Sounds like legalese to me. But I think if you've got meter readers and now that they're reading them, that is the problem. And I noted in a letter that I sent to you today that my average bill over the past 3 years is $80.37. In June, it was $682, which is 8 times that amount. Now, since I got that, you think a person would be responsible, which I was. I haven't used my sprinkler system, nothing. And I got a bill this month that was $168, which is twice the normal amount of my bill. So I hope you can understand my reasoning for questioning the bill. Is it okay? It's okay to estimate the bill, but is it okay for a city employee to lie about it? That's a question, a direct question. What would be your answer, sir?
Go ahead and finish your statement. Your time's
Okay.
almost up. I'll comment though.
Over that. I wanted to ask you, you did call me and I appreciate that on August the 8th, and you said there was a process that the city's going through. I would ask, is there any relief that citizens can expect? The one couple that came here with the first night when I made a presentation, and they basically said, well, he said it all. They've called me and said that their bill this month was $400, which is way above their normal bill. And I've had others calling me and that type thing, but is there any relief that you're going to offer to the citizens of Oldsmar in regards to their water bill? I guess with that, I'm basically done for tonight.
Okay. So a couple of things. Number one, no, it's not okay for any of our staff to tell a lie, but I'm going to be candid and tell you, I don't believe that's the case. Number two, we are going to be voting on an item tonight that is a program intended to assist citizens, specifically with their water utility bill. And
That's
so,
a payment plan, correct, sir?
no, it's a grant program to help anybody who might have been impacted in a negative way. But we'll discuss the details of it tonight, so I don't want to assume
Okay.
what I say to you could prove to be incorrect.
Thank you for listening. I'm sorry. Allison, Walter Allison.
My name is Amy Martin, and I reside at 430 Tangerine Drive. And just like Mr. Allison, I have the exact same concerns, but I have not yet been affected by these substantial increases. However, neighbors all around me are. Now, he lives in West Oldsmar, unincorporated Oldsmar. People in my neighborhood are getting charged with these ridiculous bills as well, with no change. Some are told you have a leak. Others are told you must have a leaky toilet. Well, I had a flood August of last year, of 2019. Every single valve in my home has been replaced, including the main shutoff to my home. My homeowner's insurance company has gone ahead and sent out a leak detection company, 0 leaks. My toilets have all been replaced. My bathtub's been replaced. There's nothing, and I don't have an irrigation system. So there's absolutely nothing that could be said to me if I get hit with one of these bills to say, oh, well, it's because you've been at home due to COVID-19. No, actually, I was at home May of 2019 through Labor Day of 2019, home every single day. My water bill had its normal fluctuation. My concern is the way that these bills are they're all over, because they're to the right of me, to the neighborhood to the right and to the left. A few on my street. And it's now becoming a running joke, which 2 council members do watch next door. And they certainly have seen, I'm sure, the photo of the water main break that was just occurred on Azalea Court and Oakleaf. And all I wanted to do is just comment sarcastically, wonder who's going to pay for that leak. And who's going to be told that they're the ones who have the leak? I too am not willing, I will not accept a payment plan because I have documentation. I've got receipts for everything. Everything of mine is brand new. I've had every valve replaced in my house because I never want to go through a flood issue again. I've paid a lot of money for plumbers to replace everything. There's nothing with my home. I've not, like I said, I've not had this happen, but I'm here to try to stand up for those who feel it's coming. And as far as this estimating, I received my bill and there's never been an E on a single bill of mine that ever says it's been estimated. It says it's been read. I have had my normal fluctuation, which I do expect, and I know exactly when it's going to fluctuate because I know what causes it. But I have never hit anywhere near even $115 in the 5 years that I've owned the home. So that's what I would like to know is this seems to be all throughout, but it's scattered and sprinkled all throughout Oldsmar as to who's going to fight and who's not going to fight these bills. Again, that has nothing to do with the impact of COVID-19 whatsoever. I used to work for Pinellas County. You had to work during an emergency. So to say that they weren't reading meters seems to be a joke. You have to work during an emergency. If not, you're fired. In fact, during Irma, 3 people did lose their jobs. One was City of Largo, so it's not just county. It's also the cities and municipalities. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who else do we have?
I'm good, actually.
Anybody else want to speak? No, there's no one else, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is the community minute. Well, you know what, before we do that, I don't know if the city manager wants to reiterate the process that we go through when we have a complaint as it relates to a water bill. We've discussed it before. I just don't want people to come and think that we're just listening to them and not in some way responding.
Did you ask if you would go to 13 so we can get out of here?
Thank you, Mayor. The process is fairly straightforward. If somebody complains about a water bill, we test the meter and try and establish to make sure that the meter is not the problem. And if the meter is established as being functional, then the water went through the meter. So we do try and work to find solutions with homeowners and residents that have a problem. And it was my decision to pull employees off of reading the meters for the time frame where we now know them to have been estimated. Some cycles, maybe one more than others. And I stand by that decision. And in every case that anybody's come to us, we've attempted to explain what's happened. My only objection to what I've heard is that the terminology, if you will, is being described as a makeup read. I coined the phrase a catch-up read because of the way that the meter functions, in that any estimate of what we declare to be the usage eventually, when you do read it again, will reflect the rest of the usage. That's what I mean by catch-up. So I think we're dealing in large part with, of our 5,000 accounts, a small number of people that are not happy with the fact that our position, which remains the same, is that the water went through the meter in those situations. And as I promised at the last meeting when this came up, that I was committed to trying to find a resolution for both the city and the resident, not for just us and not them, not for just them and not us. I believe the solution we're proposing tonight, via resolution in item number 13, will go a long way towards satisfying customers that are in an unpaid bill situation, some literally just because of the circumstances of the pandemic, some because they see that they feel that they have been charged for water they didn't use. So hopefully tonight we'll resolve most of it, but as always, we will always do more than we are legally required to do. And once we're back to normal operations, we will see how much this program, assuming the council approves it, assist the situation.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to go on to get a couple items out of the way. Next item on the agenda is Community Minute. Our City Clerk, Ann Nixon.
Yes, I have 3 items tonight. On the Mayor's Water Challenge, Mayor Seidel is asking residents to take part in the annual Wyland National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation, running August 1st to the 30th. For pledging, residents can win many prizes. Visit mywaterpledge.com and enter Oldsmar for your city location. Also, there is a road construction alert. Florida Department of Transportation has issued a lane closure alert for the road repaving project to repave Tampa Road from Curlew Road to St. Petersburg Drive. Now through Thursday, August 20th from 7:30 at night to 6 in the morning, lane closures will occur on Tampa Road from Curlew to St. Pete Drive. And for FDOT project information and to sign up to receive alerts, check out City News at myoldsmar.com. Of course, save the date. The Oldsmar Tree Giveaway will be held on Saturday, September 19th from 9 in the morning to noon at the Municipal Services Complex located at 300 Commerce Boulevard. Limit of 2 trees per Oldsmar resident. Proof of registry or residency is required. 3-gallon trees available include a slash pine, bald cypress, magnolia, red maple, live oak, crepe myrtle, and it's Saturday, September 19th. A good time to get a tree. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of additional new agenda items. We have new item 11, 13, 14, and 15. Does anybody wish to pull any of those items for discussion? Okay. I'm going to also ask, I'm going to entertain a motion to approve that, and I want to add item number 15A, Vice Mayor's position. The chair will entertain a motion at this
And
time.
I make a motion to approve.
I got a motion from Siraki, second.
Second.
Gannon. Any discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, before we go into awards recognition, I think what I will do is I'm going to ask for a motion to suspend the rules of the day for the purpose of moving up item number 13. So the chair will entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion by Gannon. Do I have a second by?
Second.
Second by Siraki. Discussion? Andrew, you're gonna have to move faster, get you off mute if you're gonna, keep up. All right, since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We're gonna go ahead and go up to item 13. And that's under the city manager. Sorry, Al, I probably could have given you a heads up.
No worries, Mayor. Thank you. Item 13 is the aforementioned program we were just describing in Citizens Open Forum. The actual agenda item is a request for council adoption of Resolution 2020-29, implementing a COVID-19 financial assistance program for Oldsmar utility customers, which, as you mentioned, was a new agenda item. I'd first like to read the resolution by title only. Resolution 2020-29, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar establishing a delinquent utility account assistance grant program, establishing application and guidelines for the administration of the grant program, and establishing an effective date. Mayor, that concludes the resolution 2020-29 by title only. I have a couple of other comments. The basics of the program are pretty simple and straightforward. Therefore, anybody in the city of Oldsmar that meets some basic criteria and has an unpaid utility account balance as of August 31st. We will also apply an application process that contains a form that's in the packet, and the expected funds, which are have been identified through previous emergencies and the city staff through council's guidance, have saved reserve funds that we will now designate for usage of this program for up to $500 for any citizen who has an unpaid account balance as of the date and fills out an application form, which essentially is just an affidavit saying that they've negatively been affected by COVID-19. We would maintain these application forms for possible audit down the road, and we would apply the funds because we know what the balances are in the form of a check for accountability, where we would, in fact, then pay the city back for the unpaid balance as of that date. So those are the basics of the program. Again, it should be fairly straightforward, but I'm here to answer any questions the council may have about it.
Okay. Do I have any questions from council? The only question that I would have is, I hope to see that where we believe that estimating a water bill and ultimately being the true up bill has created a hardship for a citizen. In my opinion, that would be something that would be a result of us being in the unusual times in COVID-19, and hope to see that the money would be used for that situation.
We would encourage anybody in that situation to apply. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, the chair will entertain a motion from the council to approve.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion from Saraki, second by Gannon. Any further discussion?
Thank you, city staff, for putting this together so quickly and outlining the procedure so clearly. I really appreciate this on behalf of our citizens.
All right.
I also agree with that. I think this is a must for our citizens. I think it's going to help some people who are in trouble. Perfect.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to return to the rules of the day.
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion by Gannon, second by Nat. Any discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is awards and recognition. Item number 1, presentation of employee service awards. Our city manager, Al Braithwaite.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, normally when we have employee service awards, I make a presentation at the council meeting, do a little homework on their personnel files, maybe come up with a cute story or something, hopefully. We have 3 awards to grant tonight. What we did to try and make it ceremonially special for the recipients was this morning, of course, observing all rules of social distancing, we invited employees to come to the City Hall lobby, where I had a little presentation for each of the award winners. Of the 3, which I believe were in your packet, unfortunately, Chuck Monette could not make it. He's going through some physical challenges, and we certainly appreciate the fact that he's celebrating his 15th year. This was the simplest way to embarrass people. That's Chuck's picture the day he was hired.
Wow.
And because he was not in attendance, I didn't get the opportunity to read what I had prepared for him, but I am prepared to do so now. Simply, Chuck's one of those guys that's just super special, and throughout reading most of his evaluations, amazingly consistent, appreciative of everything he's got, and solid, because he works in the DNC, I'm sorry, in the DNC department, sorry, the RO plant. He doesn't get much recognition, may work some strange hours, even on those water main breaks that we described. He wouldn't be one you'd see because he'd be back at the plant. A couple things I wanted to share with you about his 15-year anniversary. Hired on August 8th of 2005, applied as a meter reader, but we hired him as a utilities maintenance worker. He currently possesses a B license. You can go as high as A. I expect him to get the A in this upcoming year. He also served our country in the United States Air Force for 4 years, and we certainly thank him for his service. What I got out of the research in his personnel file was pretty special in a very quiet way. Smart, smooth, quietly goes about his work, requires little to no supervision there wherever and whenever you need him. Worked his way up to the water plant operator license, consistently improving each step of the way. On his evaluations, you oftentimes found listed, quote, performance is excellent, quality of work is excellent, and employee is very accurate. Exactly what we want and need at the water plant. He's filled in for other positions over the years, willingly with no fanfare, no complaints, often unglamorous work. He just gets it done and you never have to worry about him. Another great quote that I found on multiple evaluations, his cooperation is excellent. The employee gets along well with everyone and response to changes is excellent. I can't name 5 people I've ever heard that said about, and I'm sure it's never been said about me. How can you be a better team player than that? You've heard me say that we always do more than we are legally required to. And I want to read from a compliment he received from a resident while he was helping a team with a sewer break in the Timber Bay Circle area back in 2008. To the public workers that repaired and cleared the sewer at 644 Timber Bay Circle, Chucky was one of them. Thank you so much. There are still good people that care about others. You guys made me feel like I saved $1 million today. Another one from his evaluations, exceptional employee. For awards and recognition, he was nominated for the Brunson Schreckengost Award in 2011, and he won it in 2012 for assisting the UB department just with doing extra things over and above his job description. He worked in the water division, but took time out of his schedule to spend extra time helping them out. He won the Council Manager Award in 2019 in September. We don't hear much about these guys because they work odd hours in a plant or a hole, and their skills don't get a lot of play in the public discourse. These days, maybe we'd appreciate that. But whenever you need them, midnight on a Friday night, they're always there, keeping us safe and keeping our utilities working at top efficiency. Congratulations on a great 15 years, Chucky. Can't wait to see what you accomplish in the next 15. Thank you for all you do. Second one we did this morning was for Kerry Thomas. There's a little snapshot of Kerry when he was much younger, 15 years ago. And my little prepared speech, which I did get to deliver this morning in front of a good number of the employees, was in person. Kerry Thomas is a lead facilities maintenance worker. This is his 15-year service award, which he received officially on August 5th. I have a nickname for him. I call him the Talent. When hired as a maintenance operator, we naturally researched his background and checked his references. On his application, he wrote very clearly, I might add, I have a strong work ethic and attention to detail. I would be an asset to your company. Meticulous, I thought, even in his handwriting. Direct, I like that. After 15 years, let me just say that statement he made on his application was the understatement of the century. Kerry was the Employee of the Year at one of the companies he served prior to moving here in India. And boy, did we get a steal. He's never late, and I want you all to listen to this. Well, I want the employees to listen to this, and they heard it this morning. Never late, never misses a day, lives over an hour away, traffic most days. And in the 15 years he's been here, he's won the Perfect Attendance Award 14 of the 15 years. Means didn't miss a day for the whole year. You will all understand just what I said when you see some of the work that he's done. He can and does do it all. For example, he possesses an OSHA certification in excavation and trenching, which is much harder than it looks. He's promoted several times throughout the years to equipment operator, to heavy equipment operator, now to lead maintenance service worker. It's about here when we started realizing that we had a special talent. He transferred voluntarily to become a facilities maintenance worker, which is how he got into the facilities division. And on a personal level, he contributed some of his personal art to the first employee art show back in 2011. So now we're seeing more of what his talent is on display, and all you can say is, wow. When he was promoted to lead maintenance worker in 2013, he completed the best, most thorough job transfer application I've ever seen. He completed it with pictures of his work at home, which was unbelievable. His awards and recognition, 2006, nominated for the CMIA, which is the City Manager's Impact Award, for work replacing drainage, culvert, concrete head walls, sidewalk, and roadway with a team, saving the city approximately $100,000. Perfect attendance, as I mentioned, 14 years out of 15 here. He won the Brunson Schreckengost Award in 2013 for outstanding work on the renovation of the office complex at 504 St. Pete Drive, with my apologies to Kerry because that building no longer exists. Won the Brunson Schreckengost Award in 2016 for outstanding work in building a lectern with a manual on-off switch for the city's Christmas light display. Providing the majority of the work on his own time. He even updated the light switch mechanism when Beavis broke it. I'm kidding. But he updated the light switch mechanism from the first year to enhance the effect of the turn-on. Incredible work. Nominated for the CMIA Award again in July 18 for outstanding work with his facilities teammates in completing multiple projects around the city, including the completion of a room addition at Cypress Forest Rec Center, which is unbelievable, and total refurbishing of the State Street Center, which I'm most proud of. If that wasn't enough, he won the CMIA award again in January of 2019 for extraordinary work in ensuring the quick remediation of city property that was affected by that sudden tornado that came blasting through the area. The quick thinking and creativity that went into the response was exemplary and greatly appreciated. He won the Council Manager Award in November 2019 for outstanding work on the renovation of the locker rooms at the MSC, including placement of backsplash in both the men's and women's locker room. I would be confident in saying I don't think I can name another municipality that has backsplash installed by an employee in their locker rooms. Terry's skills are incredible. His attention to detail suggests to me that he should work in finance. That was a finance joke, and I can tell you this morning that nobody laughed at it. Cindy tried. We are grateful for the many things he brings with him to work every day and the example he sets for others with his commitment, never missing a day, never late in 14 or 15 of his years with the city. Congratulations, Kerry, on a great 15 years. I can't wait to see what you create in the next 15. Thank you for all you do. Last and certainly not least, Bill Dennis. What do you see, this mugshot? This is Bill in the year 2000 when he started. See those serial killer eyes? This was Bill's 20-year service award, which I was blessed this morning to be able to give to him personally. August 22nd, year 2000, hire date, 20-year anniversary on August 22nd. His job title is the IT systems analyst or the network guy. His job is to make sure that our network functions as it should and is available to city employees when and now, wherever they need it. Sounds simple? It isn't. Consider network or cybersecurity, which is an entirely new field in the industry. Bill is responsible for the inner workings of ours. As an example, we currently reject more than 8,000 emails per hour. We have 25 servers in multiple locations, miles of fiber that we own, system redundancy almost throughout the entire system, and approximately 100 workstations with access to the network, occasionally all at the same time. Our downtime has never been more than 3%, and incredibly, that figure seems to get better every year. Bill watches all of the moving parts all day long and reacts to things so quickly when they do that sometimes they're fixed before anybody noticed anything was wrong. I can tell you why. No one takes their job more seriously than Bill Dennis. He can be back in his office all day long without saying anything to anyone, which of course drives everybody else crazy because nobody else can do that. But he is focused on doing exactly what he's paid to do, and nobody does it better. Bill is the technical go-to guy for answers to any question network related or anything anyone else can't solve. He has a systematic approach to resolving issues that is unsurpassed by anyone I've seen in my career. He is our technical problem solver. Recently, he solved one of our communication problems, Gabby would be proud, that has plagued the organization for years. He took it, thought it all the way through, came up with an easy, no-cost solution. It was then I realized that we should bring non-IT problems to him for critical analysis. He has an analytical way about him that is incredibly valuable. As if that weren't enough, Bill has also become one of our best trainers and teachers. We have emphasized process improvement throughout the organization and employee training for the past 3 years, and Bill designed a course on cybersecurity, email security, and internet do's and don'ts that has become required training at our academy for all employees. In fact, I'm still reviewing one he did on network security, and I still have no idea what it means. I don't think Bill thinks of himself as a great teacher, but he is one. He takes it so seriously that preparing for a class, I'm told, gives him a great deal of anxiety. That tells you a little bit of something as to why he's great a teacher. He cares about it so much. Of course, when he tells you not to do something in class, you saw the picture, there is an authoritative intensity to the message. I think that look helps the compliance stats, which is not a bad thing. If people don't get that message, the result is economic disaster potentially, which now, as most of you have read, has occurred with ransomware in other municipalities, state and nationwide. So when that recently affected many other municipalities, we reacted by creating repeating training so that our people understand, know what to do so they don't get tripped by it. It's a message that needs to be delivered and needs to be followed. He was also a pioneer on the city's first innovation team and was directly responsible for submitting the first actionable idea. Bill consistently surprises us with a range of what he might be looking at, and whenever he has an idea about something, it's usually a winner. Amazingly, he also seems to have a budget mentality filter in his research, and that he takes money into consideration before plowing ahead with sharing a thought, a rare breed indeed. IT work gets more complex and more important every day. Bill was responsible for administering the rollout of our global work order system, and while it may not be done yet, it has solved one of our communication problems that we've had over the years. He led that committee that developed the video training library that we now possess for the internet. His greatest personal strength is in explaining complex technical issues. While he can speak in terms over most of our heads, he is excellent at thoroughly explaining things in an understandable manner. This certainly supports the suggestion that he is such a great teacher. Awards and recognition for Bill. He, this morning, won the City Manager Impact Award with his teammates in IT, along with his teammates for exceptional work completed during the pandemic to accommodate 58 full-time employees on very short notice with necessary equipment, support, and training to function remotely. It was presented this morning, and it will be re-presented at our next virtual all employees meeting. He's also won the Council Manager Award in April 2019, pretty much simply for making everyone around him better. Nominated for the Brunson Schreckengost Award for his work on the global work order system and for his teaching efforts in the Oldsmar Training Academy in March of 2019. Nominated for Brunson Schreckengost in December of 2018 for his leadership on the innovation team and proactive thinking. We could talk about his skills and contributions over the past 20 years. We'd be here all night. In fact, I'm guessing that he's probably a little pissed as I was giving these little speech this morning because the ceremony was taking away from his ultimate love, that being to make himself better. I don't know anyone else who can willingly, happily even sit at his desk all day with a technical manual as long as War and Peace, read it cover to cover, and never come up for air. That's how you get smarter. And very few people can do that with anything. The only thing I can fault him for is being a Steelers fan these days. I did tell him that the real glory days left when Jack Lambert retired. Congratulations to Bill for a great 20 years, and thank you for living the organizational credo, which is get better at what you do every single day. No one demonstrates that more than you do. Here's to another 20. Apologize for that being wordy, but I thought all three of those recipients were worthy, and I appreciate it. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Very good. Well, congratulations to all three of them. Well deserved. And we appreciate their service and extra effort. So, all right, next section on the agenda is the Community Redevelopment Agency. We do not have anything under that item. The next item after that would be our consent docket. Our city clerk is having a few technical problems. So our assistant deputy clerk, Kathy Horvath, will announce the items under the consent docket. Kathy.
Yes, item number 2, approved minutes of the August 4th, 2020 City Council meeting. Number 3, approved minutes of the July 28th, 2020 operating and capital budget work session. Item 4, approved payment to legal counsel for July 2020 legal services. And item 5, accept resignation of Nicole McBride from the planning board.
Thank you very much. On the fly, no less. All right, does anybody wish to pull anything from the consent docket? All right, at this time, the chair.
Item number 5, Mayor.
Okay, item number 5. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 4. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I've got a motion by Gannon, second by Saraki. Any discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Item number 5, accept resignation of Nicole McBride from the planning board.
Mr. Mayor, I simply wanted to pull this item to thank Ms. McBride for her work on the planning board. Such an important board in our city, and we thank her for her service.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, council member.
Motion to accept the resignation of Nicole McBride from the planning board, Your
All
Honor.
right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Knapp. Any discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Next item on the agenda is City of Oldsmar. Item number 6, approve appointment of Michael Breton as regular member of the Veterans Advisory Board. Is Michael there by chance? I know we've waived that requirement, but just in case he was there, I didn't want to go steamrolling there down the track. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
So I have a motion by
Second.
I have a motion by Knapp and seconded by Saraki. Any discussion? We thank you for your service. All right, since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Next item, item number 7, approve moving Susan Oliver from an alternate member to a regular member of the planning board. A lot of planning board stuff. All right. The chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moves Gannon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Knapp. Discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Oliver.
It only seems like yesterday she was talking to me about getting on one of the boards, and here she is, moving along. She does good stuff for the city. All right, since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. All right, next item on the agenda, city attorney, item number 8.
Thank you, Mayor. This is ordinance 2020-09. It's a public hearing for the second reading of this ordinance. I'm going to read it by title only. Ordinance 2020-09, an ordinance of the city of Oldsmar, Florida, amending section 3.7.2, permitted uses of the Town Center Development Code to increase the density for a hotel use in the Town Center Commercial Residential TCCR zoning district and providing for an effective date. That was the second and final reading of ordinance 2020-09 by title only, and it does require a public hearing.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there anybody from the public who is there to wishes to speak? No. Okay, excellent. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Gannon, seconded by Siraki. Discussion. Okay, sensing you're ready to vote. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Saraki,
Yes.
Councilmember Knapp,
Yes.
Councilmember Gannon,
Yes.
Mayor Seidel.
Yes.
Ordinance 2020-09 is approved by a vote of 4-0.
Excellent, thank you. Item number 9.
Mayor, Commissioner, council members, this is resolution 2020-30, ratifying executive orders 2020-37 through 2020-39. I will read that resolution by title only. Resolution 2020-30, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, ratifying executive order 2020-37, which cancels executive order 2020-02 and reinstitutes shutoffs for water utility non-payment effective August 31, 2020. Ratifying executive order 2020-38, which provides for the extension of the COVID-19 state of emergency through August 10, 2020. Ratifying executive order 2020-39, which provides for the extension of the COVID-19 state of emergency through August 17, 2020, and providing for an effective date hereof. This is a reading of resolution 2020-30 by title only.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Move.
I have a motion by Gannon, seconded by Siraki. My eyes aren't serving me too poorly here tonight. All right, sensing you're ready to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Do you have anything else for us, sir?
No, thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next item up, city manager, item number 10.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 10 is request council approval of the grant agreement with the State of Florida Department of Environmental Protection for the Resiliency Plan Phase 2 and authorize appropriate officials to execute same. Essentially, this is just accepting the grant that we've recently been awarded for $75,000 for additional work and deliverables to be made part of the resiliency plan. The climate resiliency plan is included in the budgeted capital projects the council approved for this fiscal year. Staff identified a grant, the aforementioned $75,000 for DEP, that could fund that amount of money for additional work and deliverables to maximize the benefits of the CRP. FDEP recently announced that the City of Oldsmar was a recipient of the grant for $75,000 on July 22nd, 2020. The fiscal year 2021 Water and Sewer Operating Fund budget will be adjusted to include the $75,000 of grant revenue when the grant revenue is expected to be received, and staff recommends approval.
Excellent, excellent work by the staff. All right, the chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved,
Second.
Knapp. Do I have a second? Seconded by Gannon. Discussion. Great job on identifying the grant. Good
Yes.
work. Good
Thank
work.
you, Nan and Ashley Painter.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Since you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion passes. Item
Mayor.
number 11.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 11 is request council authorization for additive alternates 1, 2, and 3 from Phase 2 of the scope of services for the climate resiliency plan 2020-001 RFP, professional services agreement with WSP USA Incorporated. The city is taking a proactive approach to ensuring the safety and preparedness of the community through assessment and planning. As such, the city procured a professional firm with resiliency expertise to work with staff and the community to develop a climate resiliency study to assess the city's resiliency to climate risks and provide an actionable plan. The Climate Resiliency Plan Professional Services Agreement with WSP USA Incorporated was approved by the council on May 19th, 2020. At the time of the award, the city had applied for the grant through the FDEP to augment the scope of this project, but final award of the grants had not yet been announced. The scope of work negotiated with WSP anticipated the potential work outlined in the grant application as additive alternates, which we are now asking you to approve. These alternates contingent on the grant award were included in the scope under phase 2 of the agreement as follows. One is to draft an update to the comprehensive plan to comply with the Florida Peril of Flood Act. 2 is to provide recommended updates to the community rating system report. 3 is to conduct additional public outreach related to the CRP. The funding for the additive alternates 1, 2, and 3 will be available in the 1920 capital budget GL account in the Water and Sewer Fund, increasing the original project budget by $75,000 from $125,000 that was originally approved to a not to exceed total of $200,000. Staff recommends approval.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
So moved, Saraki, seconded, Knapp. Discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote?
This plan.
Stick to the plan. Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 12.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 12 is a request for council approval to execute an agreement for 2020-003 RFQ design services for the Douglas Road Improvement Project with Kimley Horn and Associates, Inc., and authorize tasks 1 and 2 for the agreement at a cost not to exceed $337,885. Douglas Road is a narrow 2-lane collector street which traverses the Cypress Lakes Industrial Park, one of the primary industrial areas in Oldsmar. Douglas Road is currently bound by large open ditches to the north and south. These ditches eliminate the shoulders of the road in most areas. Due to large truck traffic and open drainage facilities, the pavement of Douglas Road is failing with significant potholes throughout. Pedestrian and bicycle facilities are virtually non-existent. Both sides of the road have overhead TECO electrical distribution lines with other private utilities on these poles. Centered in the southern ditch are large TECO transmission power lines. The goal of the Douglas Road Improvement Project, is to improve the safety, connectivity, and efficiency of passenger cars, trucks, buses, cyclists, and pedestrians. By providing an improved, aesthetically pleasing corridor, the entire industrial sector in the Cypress Lakes Industrial Park will be energized. The city has received a $1 million state appropriation for the construction portion of the project. Council authorized negotiating an agreement with the top-ranked firm, which was Kimley Horn, on March 3rd, 2020, following an evaluation of the responses to the RFQ. This contract will provide all necessary professional services to reconstruct the road and provide design plans and specs that meet the Florida Department of Transportation requirements. The scope of the work is broken into 5 main tasks. Council has appropriated $350,000 in the budget in this fiscal year in the Fund 302, with additional funding planned in subsequent years to fund the remaining design and construction costs. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion
So
to
moved.
approve. I have a motion to approve from Gannon, second by Knapp. Any discussion?
Get this thing going. Thank you again to Senator Hooper and to Representative Grant for helping us get this project going, getting us this $1 million appropriations. Huge deal.
No question about it. Councilmember Knapp?
I'm on Douglas all the time, so I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, listen, I remember driving down Douglas and taking a video while I was driving and sending it to Senator Hooper. And all of a sudden, most of you know one of his legislative directors, Mary. And she called me, pull over, quit doing that. It's dangerous. So, all right. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye.
All right, motion passes. Item 13 we covered earlier. Item 14.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 14 is discussed to celebrate Oldsmar special event. City Council had planned to discuss this as part of the workshop that was originally scheduled for tomorrow, and we'll be contemplating rescheduling that. The event is less than 60 days away and requires planning. Council needs to discuss this in the framework of the current pandemic. Unfortunately, staff recommends canceling the event for this year.
All right. The chair, who wants to make this motion? It's unfortunate. I laugh because I don't want to cry, right? But I think it's where we're at. And we certainly witnessed in the first part of the pandemic, events being scheduled, rescheduled, and it's just where we're at. Councilmember Siraki.
I make a motion to cancel, but I regret to tell you that over the weekend I saw my grandsons and I told them that the fireworks might be canceled, and they are not happy.
Oh.
They're not alone. All right, I have a motion.
I'll second
Second,
Councilmember
Gannon.
Siraki's motion. I am so disappointed. This is sad, but it's impossible to maintain social distancing and protect our citizens and keep our staff safe. It's just difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We will have others celebrate Oldsmars, and they'll be bigger and better. So that's what the future holds. All right, sensing you're ready to vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. Do you have anything else, sir?
So that's it. Thank you.
All right, city clerk,
No, nothing from the clerk's office tonight.
nothing from the deputy clerk. Got to get that right. All right, thank you, Kathy. City council, reschedule the August 19, 2020 work session on downtown capital improvement projects. As you know, I mentioned earlier, the reason I requested that it be rescheduled. Like I said earlier, I apologize for any of the inconvenience, but I would rather side on the caution instead of all of a sudden having something break out because the mayor got everyone sick. And, in any event. So I don't know, Al, did you by any chance get any feedback on dates?
Not specifically from council, but I had a request for myself. I'm supposed to be on vacation Friday and the first part of next week since I didn't get to take my 2 weeks last time around. So I would be asking council permission if you decided to have one next week to shoot for the 27th, which is Thursday. I will make whatever arrangements I need to make to attend, but I did not get specific.
That's fine. I was going to request September 3rd, which is a Thursday.
That's also the date of a council meeting, just so you know. I'm sure you do. But
September 3rd?
yeah, because of the budget hearings for the county, we had to change our normal September 1 to September 3.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Mayor,
Yes.
since you do not have COVID, can we keep the schedule and still have it tomorrow morning, or no?
No. I would have gladly restored or requested it. But, once we start setting up and making changes, people's schedules change. And that was pretty well known. And so, no, the answer is no. And I've been asked by the clerk's office if I thought that was a possibility. I also think it's a mistake to kind of put it out there, take it back, put it out there, take it back. If we're going to make a change. I am actually going to be gone next week out of town, which is why I was looking to put it 2 weeks out. Gannon.
Is there any date in the remainder of this week that could work for council and for our city manager and staff, or is that out of the realm of possibility?
I'm going to say that it's probably not a realistic possibility because the amount of prep work that I don't believe has been completed. I have prep work to do for that as well. City manager?
I have a suggestion. Since most normally you would be ready for a council meeting on September 1st, why don't we plan for September 1st?
That works for me.
I can certainly do that.
So I can definitely do September 1st, yes.
Okay. Nat?
First is good for me.
All right. All right, we're going to stick with the same timeline and format.
Up to you, as I think you and I discussed, I was going to provide the CIP so you could steer the discussion because you'd still have, there was a comment made about wanting to deal with the out years of the CIP. We can do that. The priorities could be a discussion in downtown, any or all, or however you want to play it.
All right, so is everybody okay with 9 o'clock still?
Mayor, I cannot attend that.
You cannot.
Yeah, I cannot.
Just for a point of clarification, is that the county budget workshop was the reason you rescheduled that meeting?
And so we cannot hold a public meeting on the same time, can we? Or is it a council meeting?
I don't know that that would apply to a workshop. Tom, do you have an opinion on that?
No, I don't think it applies because we're having a workshop. You need to make sure people are available. So
I think you're fine. It's
Yeah.
it's only because the intent of the county and the school board one is to give the opportunity to a citizen to go to both hearings. A workshop would not require a vote necessarily, so I don't think we'd have that prohibition.
Okay.
That's why
but-
we changed the council meeting, but I think we'd be okay.
Okay, but I was also trying to incorporate Tom's schedule as well.
well, of course, I'm available on at that evening where we'd have our normal, council meeting at 7 p.m. or the only thing is I have a commission meeting in Dunedin from 9 to noon on the 1st. That's why I'm not in attendance here. But I can send another lawyer. So
Okay, well, let me ask you, is there a reason that we can't start it at 1 o'clock? Because I don't imagine it's going to be more than a half day. I can't even imagine it'll be that long, quite frankly.
so if you're asking me, I have Dunedin code enforcement from 2 to 4 on that day. So.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry, Mayor. I can send another attorney.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Hopefully we won't get in too much trouble that day. So, All right, so let's keep it to 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. on the 1st of September. Okay? That sound good? City manager.
Quick question, virtual or physical or
Physical.
up in the air? Physical?
Physical.
Okay,
Back in person.
thank you.
All right. Very good. All right, that doesn't require a vote. The next item on the agenda is item 15A, Vice Mayor's position that I added earlier. I would simply say that clearly I do not believe that the Vice Mayor currently is in a position to represent the city as Vice Mayor. She certainly cannot go on my behalf and represent me. And so I will entertain a motion to reconsider the appointment of Linda Norris as Vice Mayor.
Mayor, I make a motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Knapp. Purpose of discussion. Essentially what we're doing is when you make a motion to reconsider, it's essentially going to allow for us to go back to the original position of where I am allowed to nominate someone. And of course, the council then has to approve it. And so, and under the circumstances, I think we've all made comments earlier. I don't know that we need to go much further than that unless somebody feels they have something they wish to add. Okay, very good. All right, so we have a motion to reconsider. We have a second. Any more discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, all opposed? All right, so I am going to remove the name of I'm going to remove the name, the nomination of Linda Norris, and I'm going to replace it with Katie Gannon. Councilmember Gannon, as you know, served last time for 6 months. She's getting another 6 months thereabouts, so she'll get her year. And if she's willing to accept that nomination.
Mayor, I accept your nomination very humbly and very gratefully.
Excellent.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve Vice Mayor Katie Gannon.
There you go. We have a motion to approve Councilmember Gannon. Do I have a second? Second by Knapp. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the tentative agenda for September 3rd, 2020. Does anybody wish to pull anything from the tentative agenda? Okay, I'm going to entertain a motion to approve the tentative agenda with 2 items that I've been asked to add by the clerk's office. Item Purple Heart Proclamation, as well as Disabled American Veterans Proclamation. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the tentative agenda as amended. Do I have a motion? So moves Gannon, second by Knapp. Discussion? Sensing you're ready to vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Aye. Did we get everybody ayes in there?
Aye.
Okay. Anybody opposed? All right, motion passes. Next item, council comments. I'm going to start with Councilmember Shiraki.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have much this evening, but I do want to share with the council and city staff that I am honored to be on the PSTA board. And I was at the groundbreaking yesterday of the Sunrunner, which is going to be the new rapid transit bus system that will go from St. Petersburg right down to St. Petersburg Beach. It was a great event, very powerful, very exciting. United States government, President Trump gave them $22 million for this project. Great event. I also received a little plaque.
Very nice.
Yep, and I wanted a shovel, but I didn't get one of those, but that's okay. But I just wanted to share that was a great event for Pinellas County, and I look forward to seeing that get started in the future. And Mayor, I do want to say one last thing about this. The PSTA, when you asked me to be on that board, I have to be honest with you, I didn't really know much about the bus system, but I have fallen in love with the PSTA. I absolutely love the elected officials that are on that board. I enjoy working with all the employees at the PSTA. It's been a great learning experience for me, Mayor, and I just want to say thank you for that. And lastly, I wanted to say that, Linda, you're in my prayers, and I hope you get better soon. Thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm also going to give props to you, too. I know that you put your name up for consideration for the Florida League of Cities, and you got up in the top 3, and there were quite a few folks in there. So we're proud of you, especially considering you were jumping over a step to get there. So to place so high, I think is excellent. And know that your city and your mayor and your council are very proud of you. So good job.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, Councilmember Knapp.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple of things. Just to piggyback off of the Florida League of Cities, I did attend the business session meeting this past week, which was held in a virtual environment. It wasn't overall too eventful, but the one comment I would just like to share is that the way in which we run our virtual meetings here is just top notch. I don't think I've seen a meeting yet that can beat out how efficient we are here in Oldsmar. The second thing I wanted to just bring up briefly is it does look like there are a couple potential storms that might have some impacts to us in the coming week or so. So not to sound the alarm by any means, but if the citizens have a chance to get out there, do whatever prep they can, while it's not crazy, that would be a great thing so that the stores aren't overwhelmed. And then finally, no, you can't really see it that well. Batman! It's the Face Mask Challenge Week 2, Oldsmar Face Off Challenge. And I just want to encourage anybody that has yet to participate, get out there and take a picture. We have the video online right now. But just a reminder, everybody can send their submissions to info@myoldsmar.com or share them on social media with Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. So I don't know, and I guess just a question, did we announce a winner or pick a winner for week 1? I had somebody ask me that, I believe, earlier today.
We'll have it posted before the end of the week, who the winner is.
Okay, great. So yeah, winner for week 1 is coming up, and winner for week 2 will be sometime early next week then, I would guess, right? Yeah. Okay, and that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Hey, you did an excellent job on that video.
Thank you.
I'll say
That was all the production team.
Production makes us all look good, right? It was good, though.
Yeah.
And you had some good content there. So good
Thank
work. Good work. All right, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. I just had a couple of things. I wanted to remind everybody to sign up at mywaterpledge.org. As our city clerk mentioned, it's so easy. You just click through a couple of things that remind you about ways in which you can reduce your water usage, and then we can increase our standings. Oldsmar has done really well on the water pledge in years past, and I think we should really promote it on social media. So if you see that post come up from the City of Oldsmar's Facebook page or on Twitter, share it, like it when other people share it. Also, everybody, thank you to Councilmember Knapp for mentioning those 2 potential storms out there in the Gulf. It's so important, if you haven't already, to sign up for Alert Pinellas. And you can find the link to do that on our city's homepage on myoldsmar.com. And there's so many uses for this technology. We had a water break over in the Harbor Palms area, and we were able to immediately send a notification to folks who were affected by a precautionary boil water notice instantaneously. Now, of course, we went through the motions of doing the paper notifications, but you know, by the time you might check your front door to that notice, that paper notice, you might have already, you know, used your water the following morning, or washed your hands, or had a glass of water, or taken a shower, or such. You know, and it's such a great tool, not only for hurricanes or other natural disasters, but for, you know, accidents, for incidents, for any sort of issues that might arise. Alert Pinellas is a fantastic resource. I also wanted to encourage everybody to participate in the Face Off Challenge. I had a great time filming my video. I wanted to give a shout out to Deb Vitrillia and Mark Gillies for, they were fantastic. I was blown away by their level of professionalism and their skill. I saw a preview of my video. I'm not giving any details away though, but it is a fantastic video, and the promotion on social media has been wonderful. I thank city staff for that. One last thing, a very happy birthday to our city clerk, Ann Nixon, and thank you all for entrusting me with service as vice mayor during this difficult time. My thoughts and prayers are with Linda Norris. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I've got a few items. First off, the primary today, election today. I vote early, you know, but a special thanks to our poll workers who go out there and volunteer and make sure that that's possible. Especially in this environment. Face-Off Challenge, having a lot of fun with it, getting some good feedback and laughs from folks, and certainly some positive press out of it. I appreciate all the work that all of you put in there. Councilmember Strachey, have you done your video yet?
Mayor, mine's done, and it's awesome.
I bet it is. I bet it is. All right. Well, good. Everyone's got their stuff in the can, so that's good stuff. Hey, I appreciate Katie bringing the water challenge back up. You know, we've always done well in that. They got off to a late start this year because of the pandemic. And so we definitely want to promote that with our citizens. We've always done well, and certainly keep our eyes on the storms. Hey, I want to give props to Kathy, our deputy clerk, for jumping in there midstream. Yep, you know you can count on her. Professional grade. That's it right there.
The
So I just had to throw that in there because I do appreciate it. All right. You know, I'm just going to wrap up the meeting and say that, you know, this, I want to make a point, and I absolutely pray for Linda's recovery, and I pray for our city. And, you know, I want to make a point of thanking our city staff. I want to make a point of thanking our council members and our citizens. It's been a tough week, okay? And all of you have been amazing professionals. And when I think about this week, that's what I'm going to think about the most. And I believe that I've said it multiple times. You know, look, one event doesn't define us as a city, certainly. You know, we are known for being a city that's family friendly. We do fun, creative things here. We enjoy living here. It's funny, some of the negative comments I heard came from people who don't even live in our city. sorry, you don't get it. And but our citizens certainly expect that we all conduct ourselves in a certain manner. You know, look, I don't throw stones at anybody, and we're all human, and I get that. But you know, look, there are just certain things. But I really appreciate the amount of, I don't know, professionalism from all of you on this team while we get through this, and I think it should be noted. So I'm very appreciative as mayor. Let me just say that. And so that's what we got here in the city of Oldsmar. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved, Saraki, seconded Vice Mayor.
Second.
All right, that doesn't require a vote. So guess what? We're adjourned. Have a good night, y'all.
Bye, everyone.